Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today I have for you the third and final video in my travel guided vlogs of Thailand. So these are guided vlogs where I tell you about what we did the last week, the third week of my trip. And we went to Kao Sok National Park and we went to Koh Penang the island, and then we had one day in Bangkok as an overlay for one flight to the next. Let's call this day 0. It's the travel day which my last vlog ended with. So now we had arrived in Chiang Mai at the bus terminal where we took a tuk-tuk actually to Chiang Mai airport because we had to fly to Suratani airport to be picked up there. And as you can see, we did get some snacks, a little banana bread, and yeah, we just chilled there for an hour or two until we had our flight. We were picked up in Suratani airport by a chauffeur. And this chauffeur we had booked via the package that we had bought at the kaosoklake.com. I will link it down below. That was like the group tour that we did for Kao Sok National Park. He was at the airport with a sign, and I've never had someone pick me up with a sign before, so I was quite excited about that. But he drove us to the hotel. We had only chosen this hotel because it simply was just next door to the office where we would be leaving for the trip to the national park the next morning. So to explain what we had booked the group bamboo group tour, there it was, with one night at the national park in a bamboo hut, and we paid 3,000 baht per person for this experience. Day 1, going to the national park, we woke up early and got some food just at a local restaurant around the corner. Went for a little walk around the area and just went to the office because then it was already time to be picked up. So we could leave our big bags at the office and then just pack in a smaller overnight bag, which was really nice because then, yeah, we didn't really need the big bag for anything. So that was very nice. And then we were picked up in a bus together with a lot of other young people. I think we were around 10 or 12 people. And then we were driven to like a little shop so we could get some more snacks if we needed that. And then we were taken to the boat port. This boat trip was everything you could imagine from a boat trip in Thailand. Beautiful, and just like, it's one of those places that you don't think is real or like you can't imagine. And yeah, I will let the videos speak for themselves. So as you can see, our tiny little hut here, our bamboo hut with a little space for the bags and for us to sleep. After eating lunch, we went on a hike. It was amazing, like it was very jungle-like going in there, and because it was just so lush, all this green forest that was there, so I really enjoyed that. Then we were going into a cave, and to preface, our guide was doing everything very safely. I felt like he was good at his job, explaining and like what are the rules and how we're gonna do this. But I will say, when I got out from that cave, I was surprised that I had actually gone in there, and I don't think I'll ever be able to go into a cave again. And I'm saying this with the most love for our guide, but like that experience took years of my life. And if I have videos, you will see here that like we had water up to our chests, like cold water, walking in a cave with water up to my chest. Like, my life flashed before my eyes and there was no reason to, but like that. So we did that, and then we hiked back to have some dinner and a little swim. After dinner we had like a night safari to just sail around and look at the pretty sky and see if we could spot some animals. We saw some monkeys and we saw some very nice birds, and again our guide was very nice at explaining everything, and yeah, I really enjoyed like this whole trip and that day. So after sleeping in the hut, and I actually think I watched Bridgerton while I was there, or at least Queen Charlotte. So after doing that and waking up in our little hut, we went on a morning safari, and the videos and the photos, like, it doesn't even do it justice. It was so beautiful, and these were the moments, like it was so worth it for these like beautiful moments. After coming back home and eating breakfast, we went and packed our stuff and got on the boat to go back. And then we had a little bus journey to a viewpoint so we could look over the lake in the national park, and had some lunch there, which was so good. And the view and and we got some iced coffee and a matcha because you know us, we had to. After that, we were transported back to the office where we could get our big bags, and then the bus driver took us to another, like a real bus station halt, where we could then take a bus to the ferry harbor. And this day it actually rained quite a lot after we had eaten lunch in this, so we were just sitting in our little bus, listening to podcasts and audiobooks and just looking out on the rain, so it was perfect timing. Then we got on the boat to Koh Penang, and again the view on this boat, the sunset, oh, it was so good. When we arrived it was quite late, and then we got in a taxi. This was like the most expensive taxi we took the whole trip, and we kind of wanted to go get out of it because he was just being not mean, but like there was some difficulties in, like, he said one thing, we agreed, and then he said another thing when we had to pay, and we were like, nah bruh, nah, But again, there was not that many other taxis at that point, and it was dark, and we didn't really want to walk on the street without knowing it, and there was not that many lights, so we just went with him and paid what we had to pay and got safely to our hotel. The hotel was called Jungle Hut, and we were greeted by a lovely couple and their children and their dogs, and the dogs were, I loved them. That was a mix between liked and loved. But yeah, that was really sweet. And then we got the keys to our room, and it had everything we needed: air conditioning, a big bed, a bathroom, a balcony where we could hang our swimwear and stuff like that. So perfect. Day one at Koh Penang. So when we woke up, we realized that we truly just had the beach just outside the window, and like, life made. But we first had to get some coffee and breakfast, and we'd found a place further down the street where we could get everything we desired, which was iced coffee, matcha and acai bowls. It was a bit expensive compared to some of the other restaurants, but again, when you choose like a blogger nomad place, the prices are just a bit more expensive, but the food was good. Because we'd walked a bit to get there, we did go to a different beach than the one at our hotel. But here we chillaxed for some hours, went swimming, laying in the sand, just reading, listening to podcasts, audiobooks, like the whole shebang that you do on a beach. After getting a bit restless, we decided to walk some more, and we came by like a fancy restaurant cafe where they also, I think it was also a resort, where we got a green smoothie and just sitting in the sun at a table, enjoying life in our bikinis. Yes, please. We walked back home after that to just chill more at the beach, because again, this was what we had been looking forward to after some very long days of adventure the 2 other weeks. We ended the night at a restaurant on the beach where they had freshly caught fish, and they had it on ice where you could choose the ones you wanted. So we chose a fish and some king prawns and had a watermelon salad as a side. That meal was incredible, and I had a cup of tea to end the night, and then we went back home to watch more Queen Charlotte. Day 2 we celebrated by having a big meal at the resort next door to our hotel, where we got fried rice, more watermelon and iced coffee, and yes, you guys, it was amazing. We were on the beach the whole day, but in the evening or like towards the afternoon we decided to go into the city, and our hotel's owners were so nice as to drive us there. We paid a little fee, but like it was so much easier than booking a taxi, so they drove us there, and we walked around the city, went to the market. We had coconut waffles, and guys, these waffles were so good. We also had banana bread, no worries, but those coconut waffles were good. We ended, like every other night, the night with a cup of tea before heading back to the hotel. if it isn't becoming very clear, we truly just chilled at the beach every day and ate delicious food. So this is mostly just like restaurant guide to Koh Phangan and the place where we were staying there. But the second day we went to a restaurant across the street, and this one we've been eyeing, but it had been closed the other days or completely full, and it did not disappoint. It was so good. And then we went to 7-Eleven to get snacks, because we had to get snacks every day. My friend, she had to buy Mentos, but a specific kind of Mentos everywhere we went, and I just tried different snack every time. At the 7-Eleven I found chocolate covered bananas. Yes, it was so good. So I had a lot of those. I really did. But then we laid on the beach and just lay there for the whole day. When we got hungry again, we found another restaurant at the beach where we had some fruit to share and a bagel each and a smoothie, and she had a coconut, my friend. Like, I just love food. Day 4, and guys, I can't even joke about it anymore. We did nothing this day, nothing but lay on the beach. We did eat at the same restaurant where we had the freshly caught fish, where we again just chose to have a lot of king prawns and watermelon salad and a cup of tea. Can you blame me? If you'd had that meal, you wouldn't blame me. The 5th day, we went to some of the restaurants we had liked on the beach. So we went to the one where we got the bagels, where we tried their acai bowls, and they were really good. And just looking at the beach, looking at the waves, eating an acai bowl. Then we ended the night with dinner at the resort next to our hotel, just again to look out to the water and just like enjoy the last evening. In between that, we had been going on a walk around the island, or like not the whole island, but like a part of the beach and further down to see something else. The 6th day was mostly just a travel day, and the hotel owners were so nice as to drive us to the ferry port so we could get the ferry, so we could get on a bus. The bus did break down, but it was quickly fixed and luckily we didn't miss anything. So the bus to the airport in Suratani so we could get the plane to Bangkok. And we decided to take the train back to our hotel. We had booked the same one just because we liked it so much. You can see more about that in my previous vlogs about Bangkok. But I think we tried 3-4 different trains to get like across the town to this hotel from that airport. So we were fairly sure we knew now how to handle the Bangkok public transport system, and it was fairly easy. It really was. This was just, again, just a travel day, and we were knackered when we got there, so it was just maybe the pool and in bed. So the 7th and last day in Bangkok, we went and ate at the restaurant just next to the hotel, which we also ate at previously, and it was owned by a family, and it was just, their food is so good. And my friend bought their homemade chili, and really good. Then we walked to the Dim Thompson Art Center, which I really love, but we hadn't tried the cafe at the art center, so we did that and had a coffee and a cookie, which was good as a midday snack. After that we went to Chiang Mai and the Dragon Town, which was a really cool place, had a lot of cool shops, and the architecture there was quite different and was fun to walk around in such a different part of the city. When going back to the hotel, we came by Central World, where we had to get the last dumplings of the trip. You can see I'm still very sad about this. And then we made the dumb decision of like eating our final meal at the airport. You guys, don't do this. Don't do this. It was the worst Thai food I'd had the whole trip, and it was so expensive, and it was the worst. Like, it was probably fine, but it was so bad compared to everything else we'd eaten on that trip. So don't do like we did. Eat your food everywhere else than at the airport. That's it for the Thailand vlogs. And yes, it makes me sad as well, but don't worry, I have some amazing vlogs coming your way. And not to drag out the suspense, I'll just tell you, they are moving vlogs, because as you can see, this is a different background to the ones in the 2 other vlogs, so stay tuned for that. I'll also have recently watched and read, so we'll be talking about books and TV shows simply put, in another video. So if that is something you would like to follow along with, please subscribe, like and comment, and I would love to hear if you had used any of these tips in these travel vlogs. So thank you for watching, and I hope you have a lovely evening, day, wherever you are.